Good evening and thank you for watching San Diego Right Now at 7. I'm Carlo Cicchetto. The San Diego City Council is working right now to establish parking meter zones in Balboa Park and what those meters will charge. The City Council initially passed the ordinance back in July, but postponed a second reading last week in order to give the city a little more time to make some changes to it. Let's get out to CBS 8's Alex Cheney, who has been at that meeting all day, listening to hours of public comment. And Alex, what's happening right now?
Yeah, Carlos, so the City Council actually just came back from a recess that lasted for about a half an hour. So they're discussing right now, but you're right. There were 120 public commenters on this issue today, which took about 2.5 hours to get through. So yes, we're talking about parking coming to Balboa Park. It would be the first time in the 111-year history of the park that there would be some charging for parking in the area. The plan for right now is to divide Balboa Park into 3 tiers. Level 1 is going to be the central core of the park. It would cost about $12 a day for non-residents and $6 for residents. Level 2 and 3 are going to be a little farther from the center and would cost $6 all day, with parking at Lower Inspiration Point free for the first 2 hours. A resident portal is expected to open in January for people to apply for resident status. This is just the city of San Diego. Residents of the county of San Diego are not included in the resident status. Council members have a counter proposal that would actually make those rates a little higher for non-residents and a little cheaper for residents, also extending those free parking hours. Now, something interesting that came up today was that San Diego High School actually uses Balboa Park as their school's parking. So several students were here today to voice their opinions, and after all that public comment, the City Council President Joe LaCava said that that is something they're going to make an amendment. That is something they're going to keep in mind. Balboa Park volunteers will not pay for parking, and other protected groups like handicapped parking. As I said, 2.5 hours of public comment today. Here's a little bit of it.
This plan the mayor's office has shown is completely tone deaf to all the volunteers, employees, clubs, seniors, and communities that benefit from Balboa Park.
It doesn't manage demand. It simply reduces demand by pricing people who can least afford it out of the opportunity to go to the park.
Inspiration Point is not just a parking lot, it's a fundamental to San Diego High's culture. To lose this in favor of fees would be a disservice to us all. We hope that after all have spoken, change will follow.
Okay, now here's the problem. So back in July, the City Council passed a budget with money in it that didn't exist yet. They expected millions of dollars to come from all these parking rate changes. So if the City Council decides and votes to not add those parking meters and those rates to Balboa Park, where that money has to come from somewhere. So we could see, as we discussed during those budget times, libraries, park hours, there could be cuts that have to be made if this extra money doesn't come in from those parking rates. Still been a lot of discussion today. City Council still talking about it. We'll bring you more as we learn more. Carlo.
Thank you, Alex.